Hello and welcome back for another episode of Midweek Magic. This week's event is a Brawl Builder where you're building a 100-card Brawl deck and your commander has to be from the latest Ninja Turtle set. As far as I can tell, there are no other restrictions, and it appears that some of the banned cards are also available to use in the deck building. I decided to go with KRANG, Otrom Warlord, 9 mana 9/9 with Flying, Trample, Indestructible, and Haste. And it states other artifact creatures we control also get Flying, Trample, Indestructible, and Haste. I'm not going to go through all the cards individually here. On the left, we have our mana rocks, 2, 3, and 4 mana, as well as a couple other cards that help us ramp. We're also running Forsaken Monument, buffing all of our colorless creatures. And then additionally, this is an excellent card to ramp, doubles all of our mana production. And then it also has some passive life gain each time we cast a colorless spell. Paradox Engine lets us untap all of our non-land permanents every time we cast a spell, meaning all of our mana rocks will untap, as well as the One Ring if we have it in play. Mightstone and Weakstone, one of our few removal spells, also allows us to add mana after it's played out. Ultima makes our lands tap for twice as much mana. Torpor Orb, we don't have many enter the battlefield abilities, so we're hoping this is a one-sided effect. Nettle Cyst just to create a large creature. We have a ton of artifacts. Palantir, again, we have a lot of high-end cards, so this will often just be card draw for us. Aetherflux Reservoir is really just in here to combo off with the One Ring and the Paradox Engine. One Ring for card advantage, also Fogs for a turn. Roaming Throne and Echoes of Eternity double up cast triggers, so when we cast our Eldrazi, we'll get to use their effects twice. Thought Not Seer for some early interaction with our opponent's hand. And Kozilek's Command as just an excellent all-around spell. Then in the next column, again, not going to go through them all one by one, but we have a whole bunch of large creatures, planeswalkers, and the Eldrazi to try and win the game. Similarly, for the mana set, we're playing all of the dual lands that we're able to, and a lot of other utility lands, creature lands, and so forth. Don't actually have any basic wastes in the deck, so we squeezed in as many as possible here. And so really, we're just going to be trying to ramp out some of these big dumb cards and just overwhelm what our opponent is doing on their side of the battlefield. Before we jump into the gameplay, I'd like to ask you to please like and subscribe the video. It really helps the channel. And without further ado, let's jump into the games. This hand is good, we'll keep. Up against the Ninja deck, or Weenie deck, I should say. We'll be looking to sneak their creatures into play here. We hope the Torpor Orb shuts down some of their enter the battlefield abilities, so picking cards up and putting them back down again is not as useful. One starts on a Katana. So we have a Dust Bowl here, and I think it's more important to start with some ramp. We'll try the Flesh Raker first. We can hit in with it if our opponent doesn't have a suitable blocker. We'll play out the Roaming Throne. Name Eldrazi. We can pass the turn. Notably, the Torpor Orb is shutting off the Glaring Fleshraker's ability right now. Fleshraker survives. We can double spell next turn. The Magnifying Glass into the Palantir. Tomb of the Spirit Dragon is good as well. Means that we don't need to use any of our spawn tokens. No attack. These are both very good cards. We'll keep them both on top. Opponent takes 8. They fetch with their Mesa. 4 mana. They're going to specialize. Create a couple zombie tokens. And hit for 3. Are they going to sneak here as well? They are. Thought sneak had to happen before blockers. Guess I don't understand that mechanic quite yet. So we'll start on the bouncing site. Then we can hit in with Flesh Raker. We'll put the Might Stone on top. Opponent mills, takes 12, down to 1. Turns off fetches. Torpor Orb's getting its money's worth this game. And the opponent plays out a bunch of creatures here. We'll play out the Void first. Don't need a Semblance Anvil. And Cauldra has haste, so we'll play that out first. Yeah, does this have trample? This has trample also, and haste, so our opponent looks pretty dead here. Good game. This hand is a bit slow. What's our opponent trying to do? Counter deck. I think we can do better. This will do. So we'll lead out on the Barons here. Start playing into our mana rocks. Flesh Raker. We'll take another land. And then here, don't think we can double spell, so we might as well just play out 1. Don't think it matters which one we play out. And our opponent just concedes here. We are going to absolutely run them over. Another Dark Leo and Shredder deck. This hand is all top end with no ramp. This is better. We'll keep this. Lead on the meter vault. Pass the turn. Opponent with the Katana. We can play out the Guardian Idol. They just hard cast Leo. Means we get to equip the Katana for free. Here we can play out the Hedron Archive and it that heralds the end. No block. Seemed like our opponent might have had another sneak creature in hand. And there it is, Big Brother. What does this do? Gets buffed by the number of creatures they have. So we play out Scavenger Grounds, and we're just a little bit short from playing out KRANG. So we'll start on the Obelisk here, and then between Niddlecyst and Palantir, I think we'll do the Palantir, try and dig for another land. No attack. then we want to put the land 1 down so that if our opponent mills us, we still get it. So they take 3 here. Need to dodge exile-based removal. Taking a good hit here as well. We'll draw, play out the gardens, and KRANG. Pass the turn. Both of these are great. Let's see. We'll put Emrakul on top. That should be game. Big mistake from our opponent there. Alright, here we have KRANG versus KRANG. They're going to be playing an artifact deck. We're on the draw, and this hand looks like it's too slow. We'll give it a try though. We have Ancient Tomb. I didn't see that in the mana base, so that'll let us get a power shard out on turn 2. Treasure Vault counts as an artifact, and Patchwork will scale. Forsaken Monument is a great pickup. Looking to dodge a counterspell on it. So we'll play out the Murex, Forsaken Monument. Notably, Ancient Tomb is doing quite a bit of damage to us. This turn we should be able to use the Battleship and wipe their board, unless they play out 2 more artifacts. So this is going to be quite devastating for our opponent. We'll target their island. Deal 4 damage to all their creatures. Then we can even play out the stadium here. Pass the turn. Another island into Repurposing Bay. Well, my friend, how do you like not having any mana? And they concede to the Ulamog. Good game. Alright, so there you have the deck. As expected, once we were able to get our mana under us, we were able to just completely overwhelm what our opponent was trying to do. I did end up playing an extra game here just because one of the opponents conceded really early in the match, which, again, they saw what we were doing and most likely felt that a loss was inevitable and they'd rather save their time and move on to the next one. Notably, I do think we did have a bit of luck in having Ancient Tomb in a lot of those games fairly early, which just compounds the ramp in our deck, making it that much easier to play our mana rocks and ramp into our endgame. KRANG was fine too. Flying, Trample, Haste, Indestructible, very powerful keywords, although at 9 mana, it's not the easiest to get out compared to some of the other colorless commanders that you could play in Brawl. But again, can't complain with the deck. It performed very well and allowed us to quickly run through the matches here. As always, I'd like to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content.